guys. Thanks for listening to the Clark Street Wrestling Podcast. We the ones. Circle the Bay. I didn't forget. Yeah, Mike. You call that 2-0? Ain't no 2-0. We coming back strong. Right, 2-0? Hell no, man. We the ones. Remember that, Clark Street Wrestling. It's over.
Yes. That is well overdue. My goodness. Oh my God.
Mike was talking mad shit. I had watched the live stream last week. And I just put a comment in there. I think on one of the topics. And I guess it just kick-started in Mike's brain. Like, yeah. You know what? Yeah, Clark Street. Those guys are the guys we beat already. And
I don't understand. Consider that a victory. That is ridiculous.
I don't know.
Oh my God.
I know. And then Ivan said, oh yeah, man, Devin contacted me. We're gonna get ready to do the rematch. I'm like, oh yeah, they contacted you? Since they contacted you and they want the rematch, I'm gonna take that as 2-0. I'm like, what?
Huh?
Hold on. That's what I said. Huh? Oh, this man is delusional now.
See, it's consistent though, because how he feels about them rankings. It's consistent. I mean, I don't understand. Someone undefeated is gonna be ranked 3rd or 4th, but someone with like 4 losses is ranked 1st, and that makes sense. Ridiculous.
He's trolling us. He's trolling us.
100%. And it's fine. It's all love. But damn it, we're gonna do this debate.
Yeah, it's gonna happen. It is going to happen, man.
Oh my!
Done with the shit talking,
dude, man. Have you seen Peacemaker?
I'm letting it build up because I feel like it's too good that I want to binge watch it. So I am patiently sort of letting it build up at least to, how many episodes is it? 4 right now?
4. Right now it's 4. I've only seen the first episode. I've only seen
that. Okay. Yeah. I'm gonna let it go up to maybe 6 or 7 before I start.
Okay. So I'll tell you this, that if you like what he did as Peacemaker in Suicide Squad,
I enjoyed it.
It's more the same. It's more the same with that. And to an extent, like you're getting more character development, obviously, with him. So there's a little bit more there. Like you get even more of the things that you liked about him from the movie in the show. So that's the best way I could put it. It's wild, man. Like that first episode was wild, especially towards the end. I'm like, what the fuck is going on? So yeah, man. There was a point to where I'm like, man, am I gonna watch John Cena on an HBO show? Like, am I really about to do this? Like, is this what's happening right now?
Yep.
And yeah, man. I mean, I started it up. I said, let's see. Watch it.
What we got?
Okay. Damn! What the fuck? What is happening? Oh my God! All right, well. All right, we're gonna start watching this. This is it. Add this to the queue.
No spoilers. No
spoilers.
Only thing I got spoiled about was the intro. I saw the intro. I was like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Did a whole dance routine.
Yeah. Before I got to see it, someone told me too, like, man, the intro, this and that. I was like, all right, cool. But I saw it and it's still, I mean, someone's telling you about it. I don't think, have you seen it?
I've seen it. I got spoiled already. Like, I saw it.
Okay, because for me, hearing about it and seeing it was like 2 different things. Like someone tried to describe it, and I was like, okay, that's kind of awkward. But seeing it, I was like, dang, what the fuck? Like, what am I watching right now? So anyway, it was something.
Musical number.
It sets up the show. You know, it does what it's supposed to do. Puts you in that mood. Like, the fuck am I about to watch? Well, yeah, there's a lot of that in there.
Hell yeah, strap on, you're in for it now.
Damn, man. So yeah, and then I caught up on Boba, Book of Boba.
Okay.
Caught up on that.
Star Wars, me.
Yeah, well, it's interesting. So I don't know if you've heard, like, a lot of people on social media kind of flipping out about the Book of Boba, and I don't understand it for me personally, because I mean, I honestly, I feel like you would appreciate it more because you don't have the background from Star Wars. Like everybody that's like hardcore Star Wars fans,
they're not using the lore or something.
They're, to an extent, I guess, yes. But the thing to me about it is that Boba Fett, and I don't know, Star Wars fans are probably gonna lose their minds, like hearing this from me. But I feel like Boba Fett was overrated, overall, like as a character. Because in the movies, in that, like the original trilogy, you really don't see him do much of anything. Like Boba Fett was just kind of there.
He was in Attack of the Clones, right?
He was in he was in some of the animated stuff, and then they talk about, well, I guess that's more because there's Jango Fett, who's his father, and Boba and the whole like clone thing. There's like a whole thing there.
Yeah.
But for me, the biggest thing with Boba Fett was, you know, you see him in the like Luke and Leia trilogy, like he's there, but he doesn't really do much in that trilogy. And then from there, like I don't really know much about Boba. Like there's been books where he's in there, but a lot of that, I don't even know if all of that's considered canon. Then there's comics that they've done. I mean, really. And then there's stuff with Jango Fett from the prequel trilogy. So I don't know. I'm watching it and I'm enjoying it, and then I hear like, you know, I go listen to another podcast and they're saying, yeah, you know, like he's not the savage that we thought he was gonna be. You know, he's this and that. Like it's more political, and I'm like, it's what? Just everybody calm down. Like it's just they're doing character development to me because he was in The Mandalorian, and I watched all of The Mandalorian and I loved it. And I feel like they're building off of what we saw there and taking it in a different direction than what was in the movies. Okay. And people are pissed off about that. So I can respect it from a standpoint. I guess I respect the thoughts of people who are upset that are really devoted to that character from like the books and all the other stuff. I get it. But for me, I think they probably made it more for me or more for people like me who I saw The Mandalorian. I was reintroduced to Boba Fett there, and I'm willing to just say, hey, okay, this version of Boba Fett, I'm going to see what he does. Let's just see what happens. And I like the character development that they're doing with him, where it's like one line that he says, because you're not watching it anyway, so I'll just say, one line that he says was, he tells this other character, Fen, this female bounty hunter assassin, she's badass. She was Agent May from S.H.I.E.L.D. Did you watch Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D.?
Oh yeah. I know her.
So her, that actress,
she's
plays.
In, so okay, she's
yeah, she plays this other. It's like a sniper, Fen, and he tells her early on when they first meet, like, you know, aren't you sick of working for these people who are going to send us off to get killed? Like, you know, we're smarter than them. Like, we know better. Like, we should basically, you know, be in charge and take over and call the shots and do our own thing. And he's saying that, and I'm like, this makes sense. Like, you're a person who, you know, maybe you're just fed up because the story of Boba before all of this ended with him getting eaten by some like sand alien monster. Okay. It's like, yeah, so like the sand, basically there's a pit with teeth. And he falls into it, and that was it. That was the end of Boba. Apparently, he had died. But they've basically brought him back, saying actually he survived that, and they show it. He like fights his way out of it, crawls out of it, and then he's unconscious, and then he gets his gear stolen from him, and then you see he's waking up, and then he gets knocked out by these people called the Tuskens, and then they take him away. And you know, they at first he's not on their side, like he's their prisoner, but then there's kind of a mutual respect that comes out because he helps them, you know, overcome some challenges that they have. So they welcome him into the tribe, and then you see him like, okay, he has a tribe now. He has people he cares about. They have, you know, they've taken him in and as one of their own. So it's like, okay, cool. He cares about them. And then they all fucking get wiped out. Right. And so now he's like, what, you know, he feels a certain type of way about that. He's upset. He's emotional. Yeah. And, you know, then he meets up with Fen and he's like, you know, he's stronger. We're stronger with a tribe. We're stronger as a group. We're stronger as a unit. And so he's basically building like a new tribe for himself with like other people that he's meeting. Like he meets other people and says, hey man, like you're working for the wrong guy. This guy is, you know, don't work for assholes, basically, you know, like, and gives them that advice. He meets these kids like, hey, you know, why are you doing what you're doing? You know, because they're stealing shit. And they're like, you know, there's no work, you know, and it's like, well, you want work? Come work for me. and just taking people in to build up like his own empire essentially.
Yeah.
I'm like, this is kind of cool. Like, I like it.
Yeah.
But people are like, no, he shouldn't be, like just trying to organize all this. He should just be a bounty hunter. He should just be killing people, murdering people, assassinating people, and that's it. Like, I'm like, that's more the same. I don't know. Like,
is this because from what you said they read from the comic book?
Yeah.
But there's always going to be differences when you transform
deviations
a book exactly to a movie. That just comes with the territory. Like, it's not going to be like just identical.
Right. And I am fine with it because, again, I'm not as like, I didn't come up with reading all the books and all the comics about him and all that. I know him from those 3 movies with Luke and Leia, and I know him from The Mandalorian, and that's pretty much it. I know a little bit of his backstory, the original trilogy, the prequels, but even that is kind of foggy. Like, I know Jango was in it, and I know there was something with like him being a clone or whatever, but I don't really hold on to that. I kind of erased the prequels from my mind because a lot of that shit was just like, it was a miss, I'm like, they almost fucked up Darth Vader with that whole thing, because Darth Vader was this, you see him in the original trilogy, he's this badass, and then they showed him as a kid, and it's like, I don't know,
this about to be Darth Vader.
That's Darth Vader. What the fuck is going on? So part of me has kind of erased that from my mind, and so that's where I'm like, I can get where certain people are like, man, you took this character that I liked from all these books and stuff and changed them up. To an extent, I get it, but me just watching it as it is, I can enjoy it for what it is on its own. It's all right, it's cool. It would have been a different character. Like, if it wasn't Boba, I think people would be okay. I think people would be fine, because I think the story is actually fine. I just think it's because it's him, because it's this guy. Because like The Mandalorian, his story like is basically original, so everyone accepts that, so it's fine.
Okay.
So I feel like if The Mandalorian were to do this, I think people would be fine. But because there's Boba, there's all this history, people are so passionate about it that any deviation in this, like, no, and then I'm just like, I get it, I understand, I get it, like, I can't tell people like, don't be upset, but I'm watching it and I'm like, it's kind of good, I'm kind of enjoying this, like, I got fresh eyes on it and it's fine. So, like, it's all right. But I hear it and I respect it. I understand. I get it. So that's Boba. That's what's been going on with that. I didn't know if you were hearing anything, like, people like feeling a certain type of way. But
I heard like on the social medias that people ain't really feeling the Boba, but I didn't understand. I didn't know why though. I just saw like in the subject. I'm like, okay, whatever. Yeah. Star Wars guy ain't got nothing to do with me. But then when you break it down, I'm like, okay.
It's an interesting story, just on its own as a story. It's interesting. It's just, if you're a Boba Fett fan, you probably feel a certain type of way, and I get it, I understand. But if you are, say, a Mandalorian fan, you're just getting into Boba Fett, I think you probably accept it, because I have. I've been like, okay, it's fine. So,
and I'm neither.
Yeah, right, and you're neither. So it's like, whatever. It's all noise to you.
Star Trek all day.
Oh man, I can't. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. I just can't.
That science fiction.
Yeah, I like science fiction, but I don't know, man. Like, I just
couldn't get it in the Star Trek Next Generation, like the original, like with what's his name? He go by Captain Kirk, but William Shatner.
Yeah, William Shatner.
Yeah, William Shatner. It was sort of goofy.
You're more Picard.
Yeah, I'm Picard, bro. Picard, Voyager, Deep Space Nine, when they introduced like the first, black captain, or he was like commander of this deep, and that caught my attention. Just, I got into that. Captain Picard was.
But what is it about it though? Like, because for me, I just find it. I hate to say it, but just it's boring to me. I feel like nothing's happening. They're on the ship.
So like it's like a week by week episode. Like sometimes it wouldn't be like, all right, is this a story or is this just a mission? Like, all right, we're doing a different mission. Sometimes I have those, and then sometimes like, all right, now they're introduced the story like Picard when he got when he got assimilated by the Borg, which is like these robots, androids, like not androids, basically cybernetic human beings. You have like cybernetic implants, and they always say we. They don't know. There's no individuals, nothing like that. It's all about we. We all share one conscious mind. It's weird, bro. And they call themselves the Borg, like we have the Borg, like we will assimilate your technology into ours. And they just take over shit, bro. Yeah. And when they finally got Captain Picard, I was like, oh shit, like it's over. Like that's the show. No more Star Trek Next Generation, bro.
Right.
Like what are we doing? That's your lead that's your lead character. And then when they made a mission, the commander, number one, he called Captain Picard. Number one, he became captain. He said like, nah, I want to go get our captain, man. That's the dude right there. And they was like, nah, man, you always wanted the captain chair. You're the captain now. And he's no coming back from that. And they ended up doing like a 2-part mission. Finally got Captain Picard back. They had to, he went through some surgeries, try to, take out the cybernetic parts out. And then they actually used that as a movie called Star Trek First Contact. And it kind of showed that he having like, it's been a few years since that event, but he's still having like a little PTSD from it. I'm like, oh, okay. And they reintroduced the Borg again, and this time they go back in time. This is when they first, they go back in time when they first invented warp drive. If that makes sense to you.
Yeah.
Okay. So they go back and they try to take over, and then they stop them. But it's I enjoy it, man. I enjoy it.
I just feel like maybe it's the ship battles. Like I just don't really get into that. Like even, when I say that, so whether it's, a spaceship battle or even like battleship battles and like pirate movies and stuff, I never really got into stuff like that. I'm more like hand to hand, I like shit like that. So that's
the graphics were crude back then.
Yeah.
For Star Wars. But Next Generation, Next Generation, but the First Contact movie, I think it was 96, 97. Even though it's that time period, but the graphics were more upscale. The spaceship battles was actually pretty legit too when they was fighting the Borg. So fighter photon torpedoes and all of that. Fire the phasers, full shields. Shields are down to 30%. What do we do?
So like like Mass Effect, for instance.
Yeah.
I feel like the way they do it, you have a ship and you travel through space and all that, but then you land on the planets, and then you see like, you explore the planet, and then there's these, this adventure that's happening off of the ship. Like I get more into that more so than, I feel like, I don't know, in my mind, it's always been like, hey, this captain of this ship is having this conversation with the rival captain of the other ship on this big screen, and then they're just talking back and forth like, we're gonna shoot you down, and like, you will not shoot us down, we will shoot you down,
like put it on the main screen, and
right?
It's only that is only like maybe like short dialogue, but it is mainly about the missions though.
Yeah,
that's what I like about the Star Trek. It's definitely mainly about the mission, seeking out what they say. That's their mission statement: seeking out new life. To see how far that we can go beyond where we at right now.
Stuff like that I'm more into.
Yeah, and then where society is at too. They say we got rid of money. There's no such thing as money anymore. Like we work to better ourselves now. There's no incentive to there's no money behind of work. Now we work just to help everybody out. Like we work as like, it's no more United States. It's just called the Starfleet, and that's it. It's all over the world, like just one government. I'm like, oh, that's kind of cool. Like they don't worry about really any type of too much violence. I'm like, that's a unique
I like
take
that.
Right there. Yeah,
I like, so when you break down like the lore and the background of the, like no currency and all that stuff, that's cool, because I'm intrigued. Like, okay, well, what does that look like? Because we have money and that's how we get stuff done and pay the bills, and so if they don't have it, like, how are they taking care of all that stuff? Like, how do you gauge like how much work someone does, and like what's the worth it's interesting. Like that
Yeah.
part, I feel like, you know, maybe to focus more on that, yeah, I'd be more into it, because I do like, you know, the politics that go into, like, you know, certain shows, and then when you try to look at like people of different worlds,
Yeah.
and the societies that they build in a unique way, I like seeing the inner workings of all of that. You know, like if we were to go to, you know, Mars, let's say, and try to create a whole new society, you know, with different infrastructure than we have now, what does that look like? You know, like I feel like that's kind of an idea there from Star Trek, where like what you're saying, where now they've, you know, done things a little bit differently than we do here. That's cool. Like I could get down with that. Yeah, I just never been a fan before, but yeah, that's cool. That's cool.
Did you?
Yeah, man.
You never really talked about the Matrix. Did you go see?
Oh yeah.
Well, what are your?
So,
did you see it?
I saw it. Okay, I did see it.
I gotta hear your thoughts. I gotta hear your thoughts.
I mean, okay, you saw it?
I saw it.
Okay,
I saw it multiple times because I needed to.
Full spoilers. Full spoilers ahead for the Matrix. Okay, so here's what I'll say is that I feel like in the beginning the concept was kind of interesting, where you're trying to, you know, say like this is a version of the Matrix, but it's not really. So instantly I'm like, I'm seeing things we've seen before, but this is a little bit different. Like, what's going on? And, you know, from the trailers, I already know, like, they're messing with Neo's head. So it's like, how does Neo play into us seeing this, I guess, variant of the Matrix? And then come to find out, like, Neo has kind of created, like, a video game version of the Matrix. And so all these scenes that we're seeing are, you know, like, CGI, supposedly. Like, these are all video game characters. Okay, you know, like it's interesting, you know, to like the Matrix is trying to mess with his head to the point where, hey, everything that you did, it wasn't real, it was part of this video game. And what's also interesting too is that the people that are still plugged in, like if you try to unplug them now and tell them, hey, you're actually in a world controlled by the machines,
simulation,
they will say, oh, you mean like that Matrix video game? Like, nah, we know where you got that idea from. It's from that game. So that's a way to like make it seem like, oh, this is all, you know, this person is full of shit if they try to unplug people. So I thought that was a cool concept. I like the fact that some of the machines could interact with the real world, you know, through that like nanotech. Cool. That was cool. Man, I love seeing Keanu and I forgot her real name, but like Trinity and Neo again, like, and them being, you know, together. Carrie-Ann Moss. Love seeing her again. You know, and I feel like there was a concept there. It was trippy when they were talking about the Matrix as a reboot, like, we're gonna reboot it. We're gonna
another
do it again,
version,
and another version, and literally talking about Warner Brothers and stuff like that. And I'm like, the fuck is happening? You know? And like the pills that the doctor gave him are the blue pill. I'm like, okay, that's cool. That's cool. Yeah.
Talking about bullet time and
and like that. Like I feel like there were concepts in there which were cool. But I feel like one thing that hurt the movie is they talk about it in the movie too. Is kind of meta, but nostalgia and the lean on nostalgia, that, you know, nostalgia makes us feel comfortable, and, you know, that's what everybody wants. You know, they don't want anything new. They want to see the same old thing over and over again. So that's the whole point of trying to reboot the Matrix and do that over and over again. And I'm like, gosh, this is interesting, but it's fucked up too. But what sucked about it is it made me just want to see the original movie over again. It really didn't really bring me into this movie and like what is going to happen going forward. It made me feel like this is the end. We don't really need another Matrix movie. And just watch the original, because that's when it was all fresh and new and technology was like mind-blowing with bullet time and all these new things they did. Like, if you want to experience that again, you don't really need like a part 5 or 6. Just go back to the original trilogy and watch that again, and you'll be fine. Because all this here, it was
Matrix
just basically
4.
a rehash of like what they were doing before.
Yeah.
And
a lot of cut scenes between the original Matrix.
Yeah.
And, you know, quite a few.
A
Mr.
lot.
Anderson.
Yeah,
back and forth.
You know,
oh yeah.
I'm like, okay, well, I don't know. And I really didn't like Agent Smith at all. Like, you know, the recast on Agent Smith, I felt like it didn't work for me. The recast on Morpheus, I go back and forth on. I think it was okay, but
because it's not really Morpheus.
It's not really him. I mean, it's supposed to be a blend of like Agent Smith and Morpheus because Neo's the one that created him.
Yeah.
I get it, but it just made me want to see Lawrence Fishburne. Yep. You know, like I just was like, man, I wish he was in this movie, you know?
Yeah.
So that was weak. And honestly, I think the weakest part of the movie was the fight scenes. You know, I feel like the fight scenes weren't really that good. Yeah. Like there wasn't one that made me say, damn, I need to see that again.
See that again. I watched the Matrix 4 3 times. Wow. 3 times because first time I was a little bit confused. All right, second time I watched, I'm like, all right, they're trying to introduce. All right, now I understand. They're trying to introduce a new concept. Third time, when I said, all right, they're trying to introduce a new concept, but you already established, you know, what in the original Matrix. Like to your point, if you want to experience that, it's just. You know, go
see the first one.
Exactly. It was nothing new technology-wise introduced, but you know, maybe, or they were just trying to introduce like a new confused concept. That's all it was. It was interesting for me. What I did like too about, all right, now there's somewhat of a relationship between the robots and like the robots and the humans.
Yeah.
Part of the world EO. I'm like, okay, that's cool. I like that. Robots and humans are learning to work together now. That's kind of cool. But it was just sort of a forgettable movie for me.
Yeah.
And I watched it that many times. I'm like, yeah, it is decided. It's just not working. Like, not feeling it.
Yeah, it had potential. You know, like you could have done some things with it that could have made it more interesting than this. Yeah. Like, you know, I had so many theories, and I think a lot of people did on what was actually going on, and like how was, you know, Neo and Trinity still alive when they died in the third one. You know, and they explained it like the machines basically put them back together. Like, I get it. But I thought they were going to go the route of like, hey, this Neo and this Trinity are like programs in the movie. Yeah, like they're also programs. These aren't the actual ones, but maybe there's some kind of like echo of them that's left, you know, in the Matrix code that's corrupted, you know, the Matrix. It's like they're a part of it now, but almost like as a new Smith. Like instead of it being Agent Smith, it's Neo, you know, who's in there that you know, he's still trying to break people out. Like a part of him is in the Matrix trying to free minds. Yeah. You know, and it's the reverse, and like the machines are trying to purge him, but he's just so powerful. Like, and these new characters that they're bringing in, they're trying to follow, like the White Rabbit now is Neo, and they're trying to follow his clues to try to free people and figure out how to like overcome the Matrix. Like I thought it was something like that, or that it was Trinity that was doing that, and maybe Neo was real. There's so many, I don't know, things that it could have been, or that, because one thing that they didn't really, there's so many things they could have done. That you could have done like a Matrix within a Matrix kind of thing.
There was a lot of missed opportunities in that movie.
Yeah, because
it was. So
Neo being able to control the machines when he wasn't in the machine world, that was kind of a thing that never really made sense to me. Like, how is Neo, like he you know, was able, when he was blind, he stopped the Sentinels. Like, he was making them explode. How is he doing that?
Yeah, that's the real world.
Right, in the real world. But what if that world wasn't the real world? What if that was a simulation too? And it was like, you know, almost like an Inception kind of thing. Like, could have done that. Or damn all the like, yes, there's still the Matrix, but what about like the war between like that third one? What was cool is you got to see the humans fighting the Sentinels, right? And the humans basically lost. Like, if not for Neo making that deal, with the core, and
slaughtered.
They would have been slaughtered. They would have been done. So, okay, what if like this is a tenuous piece? Like, yeah, there's a piece, but you still have people within, Zion or now EO trying to free minds. The machines are like, motherfuckers, we made a deal. Right. You keep fucking with us and trying to break this deal, we're gonna wipe out EO. And then it's like, all right, like we can't just leave those people in there and the machines just say, fuck it, no more peace, and we're at war. And so now you have the people of EO versus the machines in like a more like land-based battle versus just being in the Matrix, because if you saw the Animatrix, the Renaissance, you see like the war, and how that kind of goes down pre-Matrix 1. Yeah, and it would have been interesting to have that come full circle and like, okay, we had the war, now there's peace, and then peace falls apart, now there's war again on that level again. Like that could have been cool. And then bring back Neo, and maybe Neo, him being back, but then being back in the real world and having his powers in the real world to control the machines adds a whole new wrinkle to that war, to where he could be fighting the Sentinels with his powers, maybe not flying around or anything, but literally like stopping actual Sentinels. Yeah. It's like, holy shit, how did you get that, Neo? And trying to free minds in the real world to reach our potential, like other people having the abilities that he has, but in the real world. Like,
I think we just put high expectations on this. I think that's what it is.
Yeah, I mean, you're not wrong,
but rightfully so, because Matrix,
it was great.
1, 2, 3, two was a banger, because that fucking fight scene, in the Merovingian's mansion, and all the choreography, and
oh man,
that chase scene,
twins,
the car chase scene, and with the twins, like, man, that looked crazy. The motorcycle
like
stunts,
millions of Smiths, fighting Neo in that one scene, that was insane. Yeah, I mean the Dragon Ball Z ending to the third one was insane. Yeah, the first one that started it all with bullet time and I know kung fu, and the concept of downloading all of this knowledge and you can instantly know kung fu was like, whoa, that's smart, that's cool, that's fun. And then guns, lots of guns, and just showing that, and that scene in the in the lobby with the shootout, in the water and the slow-mo and the chipping of everything,
bouncing off the wall and doing cartwheels, and while you upside down,
Dude, never seen that before. I mean, that's part of what made it so great, was that we really hadn't seen that before. They'd done so many groundbreaking things with tech. It was just like, these dudes, okay. But now we have so much, out there. I mean, Keanu's in John Wick. Like, it's beyond this as far as action scenes. John Wick kills this new Matrix when it comes to gunfights, fight scenes in general, man.
It's
like,
not even close, bro.
Right. It's not even the same ballpark. So
like you see something new in every movie. He killed a guy with a book.
Yeah.
He broke his jaw, put it in his mouth, twisted the book.
Dude.
I was like, he's
Boban, fucking Boban. He's he's a basketball player. I don't know if you knew that, but the dude he kills like that, he plays in the NBA. Yeah, he's like one of the tallest guys in the NBA. He's funny as hell though. Like, he doesn't even get the jump to dunk. He just puts his arm up and he can just dunk. But yeah, Boban, he's awesome. But yeah, fucking put that thing in his mouth. Just like killed him with him. Like, damn. And even like that, I think, was it the same movie where he's like throwing the knives at the one guy and he keeps hitting him with the knives? That was crazy. And the scene with the dog with Halle Berry, that shit was so awesome.
Clean. Them dogs, I'm like, they doing some nice stunt work with the dogs.
Yeah. And I loved it where, yeah, the dogs were savage, but then she whistled for them to come on, and they got in the car and they were chill. They're like, did nothing. They're like, we good. Like, the fuck, this is some scary ass shit. These dogs just mauled like about 25 plus people, in this scene. And then she's like, whistling, hey, get over here.
Hey.
Right? They're like, oh, all right.
Let's go to work.
Sat down quiet, did not move. I'm like, shit.
It had a bulletproof vest on the dogs. I'm like, yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay, I like that.
Man.
Yeah.
And the history of that movie with dogs too, because John, that's how it all started with them killing his dog. So when they tried to shoot one of her dogs, I'm like, oh, you fucked up. You fucked up. Like this, no. Like this is gonna end well for you, man. And sure enough, those dogs.
John was like, he's like, hey, I get it.
I get it, right? Exactly. Oh man, it's good shit. So yeah, you got that, and then. I mean, and it's funny because you got Lawrence Fishburne in there, there's a Matrix connection in John Wick. Right.
Yep.
Right. There was a joke, I think someone's like, what if John Wick is a simulation? Like, if that's a Matrix, that he's in, but that, I feel like I would accept that more than, what we got for the most part.
Yeah.
Like, to say, okay, it's a video game, and he did all that, I'm like, I see what you're doing. It's an okay idea, but I don't know. It didn't really do nothing for me. But like, John Wick, I don't know. That would have been a mind-blowing thing to say, like, actually, someone calls him Neo at the end of the next John Wick. It's like, wait, what? Huh? This has been the Matrix all the time. I knew it. We had Lawrence Fishburne. You bring in Carrie-Ann Moss, and then, Jada Pinkett. It's like, is this the fucking Matrix? Is this movie
it makes so much sense now?
Right, just have all the connections, dude. That would have been brilliant. But it is what it is. They did what they did. I think, hey, the original trilogy, it was cool, it was entertaining. This fourth one, it happened. It was what it was. They gave us an ending where they could bring back Trinity and Neo and have them fly off into the sunset, literally. And that could be it. If it's over, that's okay.
Thought it would be movie watching worthy, but it's streaming watching worthy.
Oh man,
like,
I
just put it on and
to
you
go
go
to the
to
theater.
sleep.
Yeah, I wanted to go to the theater, but because it was on HBO Max, I did see it streaming, and I was like, all right, I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I just watched it. I'm glad. Because if I'd have went to the theater, oh dude, if I'd have paid full price and tried to get IMAX tickets, get your popcorn, all that, spend all that money, and then see this, yeah, no.
Man, I do it right, man. I go on Tuesday, which is $5, and then this one theater called Marcus Theater. So go on Tuesday, and I think I got a $25 gift card. I don't know where I got it from, but I remember having that, using that to buy for the tickets, or usually part of it for the concessions. Then you get like free popcorn with it, So even if I go on Tuesday and if a movie sucks, I'm like, okay, I didn't really feel that. Pay $5 for it, but yeah, I will feel indifferent. Like $20. Got popcorn waiting a long line.
Right.
Concession stand.
And been waiting for previews for years and hype. And the trailer was great. They did a great job cutting that trailer, man.
They did.
Oh my God.
That's what we felt like when we first saw Batman vs. Superman. Oh man, this trailer clean. The movie.
I mean, by comparison, I'd rather watch the Batman vs. Superman over and over and over and over and over again.
Ultimate version.
Yeah. I mean, I could, but to make the point though, if you told me I had to watch the original version of BVS or Matrix Resurrections like 5 times in a row, I'm damn BVS, dude. I'm picking BVS.
That's pretty much something. Yeah. That's our review for Matrix.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm sorry.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. By the way, shout out to the infamous Mini Hats, man. They be they watch a lot of our after hours content.
Okay.
They do. Yeah. They say they don't really tap into wrestling because they don't watch it while they used to, but they love our after hours. They love the beat I put in the background, the mellow and chill beat. and they love the conversations we have, man. We, football, movies, whatnot. They even put a comment about their, I think the Spider-Man too, because we talking about Spider-Man.
Oh yeah,
they mentioned about that. So yeah, man, shout out to them, bro.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Thank you, appreciate that. All right, I'm gonna call it a night here on my side.
My voice got deeper now. When it's deeper,
really, this is that time. Live stream on Wednesday. We got set up, right?
Yep. Got to set it up. I'm gonna let people know too. Hey, 10 p.m. 9 Central.
9 Central. Yep. After Dynamite. Yeah.
I
won't be able to see Dynamite. I could maybe just see like, okay, what happened before we get on, but like I'm gonna be at work, so I won't be able to see the actual show before we go on. But yeah.
That's cool. We're gonna be talking about the questions already, so I'm gonna get
that Royal Rumble recap. We'll talk about that too. So everybody's gonna be wanting to talk about that.
Hell yeah!
But yeah, questions definitely, that'll be fun. I'm looking forward to it. That should be fun. Absolutely.
Actually, tomorrow will be officially 3 years. January 27th. Uploaded the first episode of the Wrestling Podcast.
There we go.
3 years ago.
Oh man, that's awesome.
Yeah, hell yeah, man. It's gonna be a hell of a ride on when we do that live celebration.
I'm looking forward to it, man. Definitely. All right, man. I'll catch you. Great show, great conversation, and man. Next one, 3 years.
Hell yeah, man. It's gonna be fun, man. Can't wait to rock it out.
Yep.
Yeah, bro.
All right, later.